Welcome into the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Got a great show today, folks. I promised you a guest co-host today. That's right, I did. Mally Fox isn't with us today. Not like she passed away or anything. No, she didn't do that. What happened is on the way to coming here today, well, she got caught up with some family stuff, which is okay. So she will be returning next week, hopefully. But in the meantime, I got hit with an interesting proposition. And I said to myself, Self, you know what? I got to take up this proposition because there's a very popular guest on this program who comes on this program. And every time this person comes on this program, by gosh, you all respond in leaps and droves. And I can't say no to this proposition, by gosh. So I says to myself, Self, bring this person on in a heartbeat. Why not? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here she is, the Baroness of Bigfoot Investigation, the Duchess of Dogman Catching, the Queen of Cryptid Catching. We'll put it that way. Here she is from Hellbent Holler, Jessi Doyle. Jessi, how are you?
Hello. It's been a very, very long time, Tim.
I know. It's been all of what? Last week?
A week.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why. I just thought that you might need a little help this week, so I figured I'd come back. I'd circle back around for this week's episode.
I'm telling you had your psychic bonnet on. It was the strangest thing. Okay, so I got to tell the story. I no sooner than, I'm telling you, Jessi, literally minutes after Mally had texted me and said, I can't do it today. I can't do it this week, boss. And this was early. This was early. Because normally I don't hear from Mally until Sunday. She got a hold of me and said, well, I've got some commitments. I can't do it. And then, boom, you just checked in with me and said, hey, how's the show doing? And I went, oh. And then you kind of threw it out there. Well, if you ever need some help. And I went, boy, do I need help. You have no idea.
I'm here to help. Well, I always have such a good time talking to you. And we always kind of have a good time goofing off. So I figured, I'll just shoot my shot there and see if you'd be interested in goofing one more time.
Well, score. Here you are. No, it's I'm grateful. I am grateful that you did that, and we're gonna have a good time today. We've got
cool.
We got lots of stuff on tap. Of course, we've got more bizarre stories than usual this week. So you're in for a fun ride today, Jessi. Besides the usual disclosure stuff and whatnot, it's getting weirder as far as what certain people are saying about certain government officials. So Dr. Stephen Greer weighs in this week and talks about J.D. Vance and what his idea of aliens are. So it's going to get interesting between the science community and government. There's a new NASA mission out there that will start multiple fires on the surface of the moon. This can't go wrong, right?
I don't see any problems with this. I think that we should just set the moon ablaze as quickly as possible and just get it out of the way.
Yeah. I hope Mally's property up there is just fine. I don't know if she's fireproofed it or not. I'll have to send her a text and see if she has. Experts are warning that AI could soon be capable of Darwinian evolution. So, no worries there. We'll just let it develop on its own.
Are we going to cue the Terminator music at some point in time for this one?
That will happen.
Yes. I live for this.
We'll have Terminator music going as well. It's all the same stuff. We don't ever change the formula around here. It's like Coca-Cola. If we did that, there'd be a revolution and we'd have to go back to the old formula.
Sometimes you need that comfort in your lives.
Sometimes. I don't know if, I pulled this story with you in mind, Jessi. There's a mystery out there as urban birds seem to be more scared of women than men. So I was going to ask you if you've noticed this out in the wild.
I try to avoid birds. I was attacked by a bird as a child. My friend had a bird that was free flying around the house. Yeah. And that was just how they kept the bird. And it attacked me as I walked underneath this doorway. And I have just had a huge fear of birds ever since. So really? I try not to convene with them very much. So I can't give you my opinion on that.
See, I have an amazing relationship with birds. So we'll convene on that story a little bit later after the break, after that. There's also a story out there about a police officer who's lowered into a river to retrieve a man-eating crocodile. That can't go wrong. Not at all.
I'm assuming there was a police officer eating crocodile after that.
He might have had to pick a little bit out of his teeth.
Okay.
We'll find out. We'll find out how that goes, either right or wrong. And our palate cleanser today, let's just say there's certain reasons for a funeral and there's certain reasons not to have a funeral. We'll talk about certain things that died that maybe you should just leave dead.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah. So that'll be our palate cleanser today. It may be enlightening. It may be heartwarming. It may just be, are you kidding me?
Nothing like a palate cleanser that involves death, burial, and resurrection, perhaps.
That's a good way of putting it. Without you even knowing what it is, it's a good way of putting it. Wow, it's like you're reading my mind today, Jessi. I'm telling you. But first, we'll talk about Jeremy Corbell, who's saying that UFOs are outmaneuvering U.S. military aircraft. Now, you could watch the video and say, well, duh, right? That's a given. But the investigative journalist has raised further concerns about the national security implications of such incursions. Speaking recently on the Sunday briefing, Corbell, who has spent years investigating the UFO phenomena, pushed for the release of 46 classified videos, the same videos that Anna Paulina Luna, chair of the task force of the declassification of federal secrets. I didn't know that was now a cabinet with a name, but I guess it is.
A committee of a subcommittee of a subcommittee.
Right. With a name. I guess it has a name. Previously gave federal agencies until April 14th to release a date that has long since passed. That was the other thing I didn't realize. I thought it was open-ended, but I guess it wasn't.
I think that maybe they're putting hard dates on this, even if it's just performative for them on their end, that people want answers to what's going on. And so this kind of shows that they're trying to put hard dates on it, although these dates are seemingly never met by the upper echelon.
Very true. Very true. It is believed that several of the videos depict unidentified fast-moving objects captured on camera over war zones, often by U.S. military personnel or their international partners. Corbell argued that the American people deserve to see the footage and that the videos would serve to aid in the investigation of the phenomenon overall. It's another data set of footage that the American public can look at, he said. There are machines that are craft of unknown origin that fly with impunity in our restricted airspace, and our government has been assessing this as a national threat for decades. Corbell went on to say, the jig is up. People know UAP are real. Who made these machines that can outpace, outmaneuver, and outperform our greatest warfighters? That's the question. The videos have been a point of contention for a while now, especially given the lapsing of the release deadline and the lack of updates from the government. As things stand, we don't even know for sure if they exist at all. I think we know they exist. I think,
yeah, I think we've established that. But my concern here is this going to be a bigger national security issue to show our enemies that there are things that can outmaneuver the U.S. military? You have to think about that. Of course, it's very important that we have disclosure that the U.S. citizens know what's going on. But at the same time, is this good for morale? Is this good for our national security that our enemies know that there are things out there that are far more advanced than what is supposed to be the most powerful military in the world?
It's a great point. For the longest time, they wouldn't put these videos out because of that same point. The fact that a lot of these crafts are outracing a lot of our fastest machines. Not only that, but they were taken in sensitive areas. So a lot of them were stamped top secret. And the fact that they were unwilling to release these videos because of the fact that they were happening around major bases, around major nuclear silos, around major sensitive areas that we're not supposed to see. It's disturbing. And even Representative Tim Burchett came out, was it a week or two ago? I think it might have even been a little bit more in the past, and said these are things that I've seen, things that would make you not want to sleep at night. And then came out and said, these are definitely non-human in origin. We have another story referring to that, and I think it's Anna Paulina. It's Anna Paulina who says it. Anna Paulina Luna who says, I'll get it right. Who says the same thing, and that there's going to be evidence of that in this release that's coming up. But the question is how much are we going to get? And is it going to be, how authentic is it going to be? I think in a culture where red action is heavy, what version are we going to get of disclosure, right?
You also have to think that the news cycle moves so quickly, and they've been trickling out really insane stuff that, say, 20 years ago would have been earth-shattering for most Americans and the world. They can announce something today that would be earth-shattering back then that would barely get a headline today. People are so preoccupied with everything else going on, and the news cycle is so fast and so intense. It seems like, is there anything that's going to shake people up at all? So, they could just disclose that these things are here, they're walking among us, and I feel like we'd have a news story about something else coming up 10 minutes later, and everybody would just forget it. It's kind of interesting to watch.
Yeah. There's a kind of off topic. There's a new trailer for Disclosure Day. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it aired over the weekend. I think in most major sporting events. I think I was watching, I don't remember if I was watching the Wild or the Timberwolves, one or the other. And I saw the latest trailer for Disclosure Day, and it's showing even more of the movie, more of the guts and gore and whatnot, and getting into a little bit more of the plot. And it's giving you more of the meat and more of it's not showing you the threat yet, or not showing you the alien as of yet, but it's giving you they're here and blah, 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 and more of this Spielberg tease, if you will. I think it's getting us closer to wanting to get people excited for even a release of real UFO information. And I really do think this movie is trying to work hand in hand with the government for some.
So you think this is sort of something to soften the blow and sort of get people, there's something called the revelation of the method, where they kind of show you what they're doing. They put it right in front of you, and it kind of softens the blow and eases people into accepting it, that this is something that is a possibility. I mean, go back to Terminator, You think that Terminator was maybe one of these revelations of the method, because what happened in Terminator is kind of starting to happen now. So we're kind of seeing that at the same time. And they do work hand in hand, especially these large directors that you have to see where the funding is coming from for these films as well. Are there weird black budgets that are going towards these for certain details to be done a certain way that people see it and accept it as entertainment? And then when they see it in real life, it's like, oh, I've already seen this before.
Well, did you see that robot in Beijing last week that outran humans?
No, I didn't.
The race? Oh my God, Jessi, when you see that footage, that is, if you remember from T2, if you remember Robert Patrick running down the street, running faster than any human, that essentially came to life in Beijing last week.
I'm not here for it, but it's happening.
As it ran like Robert Patrick. It ran with perfect form. It had like pincers for hands. But as you see it running, all I could see was Robert Patrick running down the street after Sarah Connor, and I just thought, it was movie PTSD is what it was.
An interesting kind of thing to think about too is like all these years with preppers and everything, everybody's had this great fear of an EMP. What if an ironic twist in the future, we're hoping an EMP happens so it will save us from these things?
Yeah. I mean, essentially that's what it's going to come down to. I mean, we're the terrorists of the future are going to be loading up an EMP to save us from ourselves. Yeah. You're not far off. I'm telling you, my friend, you're not far off on this.
I got to start training for my Sarah Connor body.
That's right. Me too. I got to have one as well. Because as it is right now, I'm flabby and unstable. I'm fodder. I'm going to be one of the skulls on the surface of the planet they're crunching over. Because I'm dog food. That's all there is to it.
Alas, poor Tim Dennis.
Yes, you knew me well. Back when I was joking behind a microphone. But I can say I told you, people. That's all I know. Yeah. Our next story has to do with, speaking of rumors and whatnot, a string of earthquakes near Area 51 that sparked some secret testing rumors. As many as 17 individual earthquakes were picked up in the vicinity of the secretive facility in the Nevada desert. Area 51 itself needs little introduction. I think you're all familiar. Situated approximately 83 miles northwest of Las Vegas within the Nevada testing and training range. This infamous base is notoriously secretive as a U.S. Air Force facility that has become synonymous with stories of reverse engineered alien technology and UFO-related black projects. When anything unusual happens in its vicinity, therefore, a lot of people tend to take note. This was the case this week when a swarm of 17 earthquakes up to a magnitude of 4.4 suddenly hit just a few miles from the base. While it's easy to dismiss these as a natural occurring phenomena, the origin of these quakes at a point around 2.5 miles underground has triggered speculation of secret subterranean testing. For years, it's been suggested that what you see on the surface at Area 51 only is the tip of the iceberg, and that there's a large underground complex descending deep beneath it. According to geophysicist Stephen Burns, the region is an unusual place for an earthquake, and that data is ambiguous. It is worth discussing in the context of whether this is a covert underground nuclear test, he said. So could something clandestine be going on deep beneath Area 51, or was this simply a naturally occurring seismic event? We may never know for sure. Nuclear explosion underground. It's hard to contain that. I think I have a better suggestion.
What's your suggestion? Well, I don't see that happening either, because if they have a facility under there, unless they're destroying the facility. Think about this. They're destroying the facility because they're done with it. There's like a deep underground military base there that they've had for years. The water table's low, so it's under there. They were able to go really deep with it. Mm-hmm. And now they're done with it. The heat has been on for too many years. Now we just have to explode it and close the doors. Maybe this is the end of Area 51.
Oh, I like where you're going there. I like
it's not a test. It's a covering of the tracks.
You know, that would line up with the fact that there were many different generals that were out there over the last couple of weeks, and important people that kind of took a tour real quick. And the fact that they had moved out a lot of the different UFO and black material, and that they were just working on military projects out there.
Yeah, they had to go collect their personal goods. They had to go take one last tour and reminisce on their good old days in Area 51 before they imploded the whole deep underground military base and shut the doors shut the doors on Area 51 forever.
Maybe they were scouring some of the black projects by literally with fire. Mm-hmm. That's one theory, and I like that theory. That's one. The other is maybe they're working on something akin to a new propulsion system for space. And the only place to do that without doing it out in the open is underground at Area 51. And I'll throw this out there, anti-gravity. Mm-hmm. And the only way to do that safely is to do it underground. And something might have either gone really, really right or really, really wrong. And the only way to do that is to do that underground. And it's going to cause seismic shifts. Right. And it's going to cause something that feels like an earthquake, because if you've ever been around propulsion systems, such as when rockets take off, the ground shakes.
I wonder, you'd have to have some huge exhaust systems out there too, wouldn't you? If you're doing that much testing underground, right?
Right. So, I mean, just think of it, folks. It could be testing for the space program, because Artemis 3 is coming very, very quickly. Or anti-gravity. Think about it. It was something that was being worked on, supposedly, when a lot of these scientists went missing. So
that's been a crazy story we've been following for a bit now, the scientists going missing. And a couple of them are mundane, but now it's getting to where there's so many of them missing under strange circumstances that, they're basically doing it right in front of our faces.
Yeah. And, we had talked about the fact that, supposedly the FBI is involved now in trying to look into it. I think it's lip service.
Oh, yeah. We investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a joke, but yeah. But I digress. Speaking of Artemis 2 and Artemis 3, President Trump hinted at the UFO files release during the Artemis 2 crew's White House visit over the last week. While we haven't seen the release happen, the president continues to maintain that we will see it fairly soon when President Donald Trump made the unexpected decision to order federal agencies to begin releasing the government's files on aliens and the UFO phenomena back in February, there was a great deal of enthusiasm and intrigue with regard to what they might show. More than 2 months on, however, and there's still no sign of the promised files. While there have been several references to them, including by Trump himself, we still don't know what exactly will be in those files, how they'll be released, or when. The most recent mention of them occurred on April 29th when the Artemis II astronauts paid a visit to Trump in the White House. While the topic of the day was obviously the country's space program, the decision did briefly turn to UFOs, prompting Trump to comment yet again on the release of those elusive files. He said, "I think we'll be releasing as much as we can in the near future. For some reason, and I guess it's just a reason, it's been in the minds of people for a long time. They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFOs or related material. I think it's going to be interesting to some people. I've interviewed people, my first term primarily. I interviewed some pilots, very solid people, and they said they saw things that you wouldn't believe. You're going to be reading about it," he went on to say. How much, though?
Well, maybe a lot of those files were in one of those file cabinets in the now imploded Area 51.
It might have been, yeah. You might.
Oh, sorry about those files and everything.
Whoops.
We forgot them in the file cabinet 6 miles down. Shoot.
They just happened to be in the anti-gravity chamber we blew up. Whoopsie. Yeah. Or they happen to be heavily redacted. Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have this giant black sheet of paper for you here. Enjoy.
Yeah, if you can read between the lines, good on you. Well, we'll see how much we actually get. I don't know. I have some hope that we'll see something, but I don't have a lot of hope that we'll see all of it.
There's a lot of start and stop with the UFO disclosure. There's been so much trust me, bro, going on that, I think everybody's kind of fatigued. And maybe that's part of the plan as well, that they fatigue the public to the point where when they do finally reveal something, people are just tired of it and don't believe it anyway. Even if it is the truth, even if it is actual disclosure, there's been so many stops and starts and false promises that maybe they're just hoping everybody gets fatigued on the subject and moves on to something else.
Well, it's kind of the starving man given a crust of bread thing, right? Where you tell him, well, we're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you. And you're like, when? Well, finally, when you get that crust of bread, you're so grateful to have it.
Yeah.
That you're not
just anything.
Yeah. You're not worried about whether the bread's moldy or not, or whether there's butter with the bread, or whether you get a little bit of water with the bread. You're just happy to have the bread, even though the bread isn't that great.
This is terrible bread. This is terrible UFO bread.
It could be terrible UFO bread, but it's bread, right? And then when you tell them, well, maybe could I have some more bread? But we just gave you bread. Wasn't it great bread? And they brag about what great bread they gave you 6 months ago. And then they tell you, if you'd like us to continue being your leader, maybe you should think about that bread we gave you and vote us in as your leader. This is just taking us down, isn't it, Tim Dennis? Well, it's just a little something to think about. I
think that, keep an eye out, verify anything you get. Pay attention to who you listen to when it comes to this stuff, because a lot of people are the starving man who's looking to sell his new book about starving. So you got to kind of look at that as well. And I think they're going to slowly trickle it out until they finally give us something. And we're just going to be like, oh, thank goodness we got this little bit.
I'll tell you, there's a wonderful resource over at theblackvault.com. John Greenwald has done an amazing job over there.
Oh, yes.
And
for sure.
A lot of what you are going to see over the next few months or years, John Greenwald's already assembled, and it's already over there. So you can see a lot of it over there. And he's dug, folks. He has dug over there. He was on the show years ago and told us a few stories, especially about having to go to Canada to get your American information files. About some of those files being stored in Canada in a warehouse because, again, it didn't fall under Freedom of Information Act rules. So, just interesting things like that. Dr. Stephen Greer is in the news, Jessi. And he's in the news because he's going to take on our vice president head on about what he believes.
Wait, in a title match? Like a no-holds-barred title match?
I wish. Now, see, I'd be into that.
I'm here for it. You know, I have a 4 horsemen tattoo on my finger.
You do?
I do. I have a Roman numeral 4 on my finger.
Seriously?
I'm a huge Ric Flair fan, so I'm here for it.
Seriously?
I want to see the main event. I want to see Greer versus Vance, no holds barred, ladder match. You know, let's do it.
All right. So,
no, you know what? We could have the UFO disclosure files in a briefcase suspended from the ceiling for this ladder match. They got to climb up and they got to fight over the briefcase.
People are going to hate this next line of talk. Although it's only you, me, and Beer City Bruiser, I think, who could ever have this discussion. So I know you know of this news story. Probably, maybe not a lot of our listeners do. They're going to say, when did this become wrestling talk? Ric Flair was recently told by WWE he could no longer do business with Roots of Fight.
Oh,
the sweatshirt and hoodie company, which is it's like, I don't know if you own any Roots of Fight gear.
I do not. No.
I have an Andre the Giant sweatshirt I wear occasionally, or hoodie that I wear here on the show. But Roots of Fight is like a big time prestige hoodie company. Mm-hmm. But he was recently told, and he complained about it online, that WWE was trying to hold him back. And of course, WWE is owned by TKO now, who also owns UFC and some other brands, and recently let go a bunch of wrestlers, like 30 some wrestlers. They also are demanding that their talent take a 50% pay cut. Yeah. And they let go.
Getting back to the good old days of professional wrestling.
Yeah, right. They also let the New Day go.
Oh, wow.
They released the New Day because the New Day asked for their release after they were asked to take a 50% pay cut, which is huge. I mean, New Day has been with WWE forever. I digress. Anyways, so
you're losing the people.
I know I'm losing the people. I'm losing the people, but I figured I'd throw that out there because to stomp on a legend like Ric Flair and tell him you can't do business, the man is in his 70s. And he has very few revenue streams.
He's also questionably sober at most times, so you don't know what his reaction will be if you tell him something.
but the thing is, okay, so he had a Legends deal with WWE, right? But WWE came into Roots of Fight and did a new deal with Roots of Fight. And as they did the new deal with Roots of Fight, they tell a 70-year-old man who's got limited revenue streams, who probably lived a little high on the hog.
He was jet flying. He was stealing some kisses.
That's right. Yeah,
he was limousine riding all the time.
Yeah, jet flying, wheeling, dealing.
That doesn't come cheap.
No, it doesn't. No, you got to live the lifestyle. You got to live the gimmick, right, kid? But to tell him you can't do something, even though you're under a tiny little deal, making a tiny amount of money for them. That's not good business.
No, not at all.
No.
But, them's the breaks. And hopefully there's some independent risings in the wrestling world coming forward. We've got to move on. You're going to lose the audience.
I know.
They're tuning out.
I'm on Rick's side on this. Damn it. See, you brought up the 4 Horsemen thing. It got me on Rick's side on this. I get a little upset for Ric Flair on this deal. Okay, so Dr. Stephen Greer, we were talking about the cage match with J.D. Vance over the fact that aliens are demons. I got long way around on this deal. Dr. Greer, who has long advocated for UFO disclosure, has described Vance's comments as reckless. Back in March, Vice President J.D. Vance told Benny Johnson on a podcast interview something that would go on to make headline news while leaving a lot of people scratching their heads. Certain people may buy into this. I know one person who's been on this program will buy into this. Nathaniel Gillis would. The discussion had been about the UFO phenomena and who or what might be behind it. Vance said, I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion. I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there and that there are things that are difficult to explain. Now, in a new video, Dr. Stephen Greer, a well-known figure on the UFO scene, has called Vance out over his remarks while suggesting that it is all a part of a disinformation campaign. Greer himself maintains that most of the UFOs spotted since the 1950s are the product of reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology. In the video, he argued that framing aliens as demons is part of a psychological operation and that it could trigger panic, religious extremism, or even some form of holy war. Pardon me for saying, I almost said some fart of holy war, which would have been weird.
That's one way to win one, I guess.
Yes. You gas them out, and that way you win. Winning through sulfur, Jessi. Instead, he advocated for a scientific approach to the topic of disclosure, arguing that it would bring forth important new reverse-engineered technologies that could benefit humanity. Greer's approach is certainly more favorable than Vance's, although it does seem to make a lot of assumptions about the nature of UFOs, the reality of alien visitation, and the feasibility of using technology derived from reverse-engineered extraterrestrial vehicles. Now, there is a video attached to this that comes from Dr. Greer for the argument as to why UFOs are not demons. And I'll post this in the description of the program so you can watch it for yourself and get Dr. Greer's perspective. So I'll throw this on you, Jessi. In the grand scheme of things, aliens, demons, not demons, is there a chance? What do you think?
I think Jacques Vallée will enter the chat now. Are you familiar with Passport to Mangonia?
Yes.
The Jacques Vallée book. On the cover of it, you have an alien and he's swapping out fairy demon masks back. That's the image on the front of it. I think it's all the same things, but it masks as something else. Mm-hmm. I kind of go from that perspective, and you're going to view it from what your worldview is. I know the vice president is a religious man, and maybe something like this appears to be demonic to him, but I don't think you can separate these things. I think these things are all in the same vein of one another. And I think we separate that based on our personal worldviews. But if you step back and take an objective view to the subject of UFOs, aliens, what people were seeing in the past, what they interpreted as demons or angels, could have been these extraterrestrials, and who's to say that those things are not one and the same? I understand Dr. Greer's perspective that maybe this would spark some sort of religious extremism, and it absolutely could. But they're having two different conversations when they're discussing this. They're both having totally different conversations. I think the vice president is discussing how he interprets it, and then Stephen Greer is discussing the ramifications of those interpretations, which are both very valid points. And I think the vice president does need to consider that his words do have weight and that they could be misinterpreted by people, and then people could go to some extreme. As we continue on with disclosure, it could prompt some sort of religious cultism, and backlash. So I think that, I don't think anybody's wrong here, but I also think everybody needs to be kind of considerate of the language that they use when it comes to this until we kind of get a little more information about it.
Well, we've already kind of pushed to that point, though, right? I mean, the Pope has come out and said, well, I'm more than open to meet with any alien brethren as long as they're willing to be baptized. In other words, come forward and take the test.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Does the alien float?
Yeah. Are you a child of God? If you are, come forward and prove it. So, as far as the Catholic Church is concerned, if you're a child of God, then fine. We're good with you. So that's already started. That little holy war has already started with outer space, as far as I'm concerned. Most people don't see it that way, but I know how to read between the lines. This former altar boy knows how to read between the lines. The fact of the matter is that part is coming. Disclosure, when people talk about disclosure, the scientists will line up with, okay, I just want the facts, just the facts, ma'am, right? It's the dragnet thing, where we just want to know that there's something out there, and we look at it like you would trade with any other nation, right? Well, if we're trading technology, it's the same as if we're trading with Sweden, or if we're trading with Syria, or if we're trading with any other country that's out there. It's just another neighboring state. Well, okay, that's your opinion. That's nice that you keep that opinion. But then you have other people out there who believe, well, wait a minute. Is this person really who they say they are?
Yeah.
Those people then enter the chat. Then you have a whole different, it's the same thing that we face even here on Earth. People hold people's beliefs against them.
Of course. And I think regardless of what happens, though, we're going to look at warring factions about everything. And there's going to be internal warring factions. It's going to be human against human about this. Some humans will side with our alien overlords, if that happens. Yeah. But there's nothing we can do to avoid this. People are going to be warring with each other no matter what. There's always going to be some, opposed forces. And some people make hay on this. Some people get power through this. Some people get money through this. And some people just do it for the love of the game. So there's no way to avoid it at all. And I think that all we can do as level-headed people is to sit back, assess what information is out there, and understand that, your neighbors are not your enemies, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. Next story. I told you we had another Congresswoman weighing in here. This is the UFO update from her. Anna Paulina Luna says that she promises to show things of non-human origin when this all comes out. Representative Anna Paulina Luna promised to hold a press conference addressing what she described as materials or information of non-human origin, a move that comes as pressure mounts on the Pentagon over delayed releases of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UAP footage. Luna, a Florida Republican who chairs the House Oversight Task Force on the Declassification of Federal Secrets, has been among the most vocal lawmakers demanding greater transparency from the Department of Defense regarding unexplained aerial encounters. Her remarks follow a Pentagon update acknowledging delays in release of dozens of UAP videos sought by lawmakers, including footage recorded by U.S. military personnel. The Pentagon has said it is working with other agencies to review and consolidate the material before public release, citing classification and national security concerns. The missed deadline has drawn criticisms from Luna and other members of Congress, who said that unexplained activity near U.S. military assets raises oversight and security questions. Luna has accused DOD officials of slow-walking disclosures ordered by Congress and the White House, vowing to continue pushing for the release of the material. The Department of War's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, is working in close coordination with the White House and across federal agencies to consolidate existing UAP records, collections, and facilitate expeditious release of never-before-seen UAP information, a Department of War official told Newsweek on Wednesday. Since the office was established, AARO has made progress to make UAP information available and transfer those records to the National Archives in accordance with federal law. We welcome the president's initiative to supercharge those efforts and make more UAP information available to the public as soon as possible. That's the close quote on that. So what did Luna say about UFOs? Well, Luna's comments were aired Wednesday during an episode of the Pod Force One podcast hosted by Miranda Devine. She said, "I have seen evidence in a skiff that leads me to believe that there are things we cannot explain," Luna said. "I have observed things that are of non-human origin in creation." Again, that's the second time that's been used by this committee.
Yeah.
And she said, "That's my opinion." Later in the interview, she added, "When it's declassified, I will have a press conference and I'll show you exactly what we saw." Again, the second time by someone of that committee that they've promised that. What did Luna say about aliens? Well, in 2024, a study by Harvard social science researchers suggested that aliens could be living underground on Earth or on the moon, and that UFOs and other unidentified anomalous phenomena might be evidence of them getting around. Interesting. During the podcast, Devine asked Luna about aliens, pressing the lawmaker that if she had to make a decision on whether or not aliens are moving among us with their strange machines that have all sorts of powers, what would she say? Do you think that's plausible? Devine asked. "I don't call them aliens, and I don't know what these things are that they're using, right?" Luna said. "But I think that there's stuff that we have witnessed as members of Congress, been briefed on, that we cannot explain." So she wouldn't call them aliens.
Well, perhaps they're not alien at all. Maybe they've always been here. Alien indicates that it's something foreign or from far away. It's not native to the area. So perhaps they've always been here. So you can't call them aliens.
Do you think that this is just us time traveling?
That's a possibility. That theory has been speculated on. It could be that we're the aliens, that they were here first, and then we arrived from some faraway star system, came here, we, colonized the area, drove them underground, and now they're coming back for their revenge.
Oh, gosh, I love where your mind goes. Her comments build on years of growing congressional focus on UAPs. Lawmakers on both chambers have convened multiple hearings since 2022 examining military encounters with unexplained objects, intelligence community reporting, and the work of the Pentagon's All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which was established to investigate such incidents. So what happens next with this whole thing? Luna has not publicly detailed what information she plans to present at the promised press conference, though in the podcast, she added that more information will be coming out soon. She said, I think that the American people will have many of their questions answered.
All I have to say is justice for Gleep Glorp.
That's right. Justice for Gleep Glorp.
We're just going to have to, it's back to a wait and see, and that's it. We'll see what trickles out, what holds water and what doesn't.
Yeah. Again, though, that whole thing about, I wouldn't necessarily call them aliens is fascinating. I wouldn't necessarily call them aliens.
Well, if they've always been here, if they are, native to the planet, then you can't call them aliens.
See, but
you can't call them aliens at that point.
It's the language, though, Jessi. It's, we call someone who comes across a border an alien, but you wouldn't necessarily call somebody who's in these files an alien.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's because you're talking about from that area. So somebody from another country is an alien to our country. They're not an alien to our planet. We're talking about as a planet as a whole. They're not alien to our planet, is what maybe she's suggesting. Because it seems like they're being very particular with the language here.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't call it alien at all.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. We were talking earlier about that new NASA mission to start multiple fires on the surface of the moon, because why not? We already have one sun. Why not try and make another? Right? Just light them up, burn them up, flame on, I guess.
We can, will, and must explode the moon.
You're wow, they had to put you in charge over there at Arrow, I guess, right?
I'm in the running. I'm in the running for the top position over there.
I think so.
Yeah.
Scientists are, wow, you're so aggressive about it. I almost want to follow you now. I'm like, yeah, let's blow it up.
Yeah, I told you that cults would be springing up all over, didn't I? I just mention?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna blow up the moon.
I guess so. The cult of Doyle. I'm behind it. Yeah.
It would be Irish people that blow up the moon.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. A little bit of, give me a Jameson and ginger, and I'm ready to blow that bitch up. Let's go.
I will punch the moon.
I will punch the moon. That was more Scottish.
Luckily, the Irish never got their space program off the ground.
Well, they were all too drunk. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding, folks. Come on, I got a little Irish in me. Just a little. Okay, I'm going to back up now before I get hate mail and then read this story. Scientists are hoping to learn more about how fire behaves in a low gravity environment. That's why they're setting the moon on fire. It's not a rage or alcoholic thing. It's a
wow. Let them disappoint us once again.
Yeah.
Color me surprised.
Way to go, science. The possibility of a fire is actually a very real risk during manned space missions and something that crews need to be specially trained to handle. The interior of the ISS, or International Space Station, for example, is a cramped, sealed, and pressurized environment with nowhere for the smoke or heat to escape to. I can't say I've actually stayed up at night thinking about that, but that is something to think about. Making it a potentially catastrophic place for an uncontrolled fire. With plans to build a base on the moon, NASA is keen to learn as much as possible about the differences how fire starts and spreads on the lunar surface compared to space or on Earth. To this end, scientists have come up with a new experiment entitled Flammability of Materials on the Moon. It sounds like a firebug came up with this, right?
It's not very creative. I don't like it.
Right. It's like someone who was sitting in a meeting with a Zippo was just playing with it and went, dude.
It should be Operation Lunar Inferno.
See?
I'm telling you.
That's why you should be working for NASA.
Yeah. Never a straight answer? Never.
Never.
I'm too direct for them.
That's right. Some guy is in a meeting and he's flipping his Zippo up and down. It doesn't sound right, I know. And he's going, dude, we should just light shit on fire on the moon. Right? It's just,
I'm telling you, Operation Lunar Inferno. It's beautiful. It's chef's kiss.
That is a wonderful, wonderful name for it. Not flammability of materials on the moon, or FM2 is what they're calling it.
Womp womp.
FM2 was a Steely Dan album.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's boring. It'll essentially involve starting several fires in small, self-contained test environments to see how they behave on the lunar surface. That's not fun either. See, what you do is you just flashbangs or whatever. You just let them go. Then you
just go like throw everything at it. Let's see what happens.
That's right. You just big bonfire, right? I mean, that's
you know what we need to do? We need to burn tires on the moon. Piles of tires.
See,
mountains of tires, old tires. We're going to take old tires, shoot them at the moon, and then set them on fire. Okay? We're going to see what happens.
Because in the end, what are you going to burn up? It's the moon.
I know. What is it going to do?
What are you going to take out monuments? I mean, there's no monuments up there, or are there?
I'm not allowed to talk about those.
Oh, okay. Sorry. The experiment essentially consists of 4 sealed compartments with a different fuel in each one. Ooh, we're playing with fuel now.
I like this.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me, what Metallica said. Once the fires are ignited in each compartment, a series of instruments will carefully observe and monitor the blazes to see how the flames grow and spread over an extended period of time. This sounds like an egghead pyro made this up.
Yeah, which I'm here for it.
Yeah, okay.
I still like the tire plan though, but hey,
I do too. Yeah.
So, some people just use a hammer.
A hammer and bottle caps. And
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then make it that way. Yeah. The results will prove invaluable in designing future fire management and suppression systems for use in a future lunar base where an out-of-control blaze could spread quickly and behave unpredictably. Well, then why aren't we using Jessi's idea?
You see?
Why aren't we?
I'm telling you, you need to do something that's real crazy. That way you go to the extreme. You know, that way you know how to handle the great moon fire when it happens in the future.
That's right.
Like, oh, Jessi burned all these tires up here, and here's what we did to put up the Jessi's Tire Fire on the moon.
Jessi's Tire Fire sounds like a great album name.
That's my sophomore album.
That's your sophomore album? Yeah. Lunar Inferno is the first one. Jessi's Tire Fire is the follow-up.
Yeah, Lunar Inferno is the first one.
Yeah. I get it.
There's a theme.
There's a theme. Yeah, you have a theme for these. It's more like it's like an arc of your career. More like I see where you're going with it. The tests will provide benchmark data and are part of a larger effort to understand how lunar gravity will affect material flammability. Is that one of your song lyrics? Lunar gravity affects my material flammability.
That's actually a love song, actually.
Look into the heat of my soul. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha has to be in there somewhere, right?
I combust in your arms.
See, you got a hit there, kid.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, see, that's trademark Jessi Doyle. Don't you sloughs take that. Don't put that in some AI generator and make a song out of it. That's trademark Jessi Doyle. 2026. All right, finally, before we go to break, Goldie Hawn gave new details about meeting a silver triangle-headed alien who touched her face like the finger of God. There's a joke here. How the finger moved down from her face. Anywho. Goldie, poor Kurt Russell, by the way. How do you
I don't know. Did you watch Overboard? She's she's pretty good looking and overboard.
Yeah.
You can see where it happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can overlook the triangle-headed alien stuff and just be like, yes, honey, I got you.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, if I gotta compete with an alien, all right, sure.
I'll be your huckleberry.
That's right. That's right. Goldie Hawn has opened up about how aliens touched her face during a paralyzing encounter in California. She was on Jimmy Kimmel Live, and the Hollywood star came close to tears as she recalled the silver creatures with the triangular-shaped heads.
I, too, have experimented with psychedelics.
How was that for you? Did that work out?
Actually, I haven't, but
okay.
It sounds like that's what's occurred. But
I suddenly remembered they touched my face. It sounds like a Roberta Flack song. Boy, that's a dated reference. We are talking Goldie Hawn, though, who always believed she was destined to make contact with the third kind. Goldie Hawn believed she was. She said, they touched my face and it felt like the finger of God. By the way, if you're getting fingered by God, by gosh, I think that's what the Virgin Mary was. But oh my gosh, that's a sacrilegious joke. I believe they call that heavenly foreplay if you got fingered by God.
You were an altar boy. My goodness.
I have a lot of Catholic guilt.
Not enough.
Anywho, she said they touched my face and it felt like the finger of God. How do you? Is that where God starts? Is the face? How does he work his way down? I mean, do we really know, Jessi? Do we have a map of that?
I think just a little poke right between the eyes and the forehead. I think that's what he's going to do.
Is that what it is? He's like, hey, you, boom, we're getting it on. Is that what?
Be like, hey, you.
Hey, you. I pick you. It was the most benevolent, loving feeling, Goldie said. This was powerful. It was filled with light. Getting filled with light. That's how he put it. Hey, now. I don't know what got into me today. That's what she said. Becoming emotional, Hawn revealed how the encounter happened in the 1960s. It was the 60s.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. When she was working as a dancer in California and living in a small apartment.
And hanging out with a guy named Buzz.
And there were beads for a door.
Yeah.
And they were driving.
It's a mystery to how this happened.
They were driving in a small Chevy van. Life was good. Free. She recalled, I looked up in the sky and I said, I know you're up there and I know we're not alone and I want to meet you one day.
I think we should know less about people.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Fast forward to 4 months later, the aliens came to her, 2 to 3 creatures. So there were 2 to 3 of them. Evidently, they travel in packs, Jessi.
Well, the first one went and told the other guys about there's this dancer out in California. She's got a good little rack on her. She's blonde.
Everybody get your fingers of God ready.
she lets you poke her in the face. Yeah, so, he went and got his friends.
Yeah. At least they thought the face was the erogenous zone. They weren't too educated. Exhausted from dance rehearsals in West Covina, I bet she was, Hawn had asked a friend if she could take a nap in his car. Is that what they called it back in those days? Taking a nap in the car?
Again, I think we need to know less about these people.
Moments after she closed her eyes, she experienced something she still struggles to fully comprehend to this day. I heard a high-pitched sound in my ear, and I remember looking at my hand and my body, and I couldn't move anything. They called that a roofie back in the day, I believe. She said, I was completely paralyzed. Looking out of the car window, Hawn claimed to have witnessed the aliens observing her. It could have been Bill Cosby, though, too. Again, it was West Covina back in the day. I'm just saying.
I think Quaaludes were legal then. They weren't illegal till the 80s.
No, they weren't, yeah. 2 people looking at me with triangle-shaped heads, sort of silver color, she said, adding that they appeared to communicate through sound rather than speech. What's the difference? I mean, they didn't move their mouths?
Sound rather than speech. I guess, like,
they communicated through amplifiers. They're squealing amplifiers. At the time, Hahn said she wasn't sure whether the experience had been a dream. It was years later that the celeb spoke with an astrophysicist at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign who had never touched a woman before, so he was enamored, who had been researching alien encounters for 25 years. Hahn said that while trying to articulate her experience, her memory was vivid. The actress and mother of Kate Hudson, who is known for appearing in the likes of Death Becomes Her, First Wives Club, and Private Benjamin, is, by the way, have you seen Private Benjamin? I haven't seen it since I was 10 years old.
I will say this would be like, you hear this from every lady of that era. You hear this story, this exact story, not this exact story, but something very similar from a lot of people from this era. And if it wasn't Goldie Hawn, we would not be discussing this right now.
True.
True. So,
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we have a Kurt Russell weighing in here. And then we'll jettison this deal. She says she's not the only person in her family to have claimed to have alien encounters. So it's it's hereditary. I don't know. Her longtime partner, actor Kurt Russell, previously claimed that he was the pilot who stumbled upon a notorious UFO sighting that has had experts baffled for decades. The Guardians of the Galaxy star made the startling revelation that he witnessed the Phoenix Light sighting in 1997 on BBC's The One Show. He said, I was the...
Are they sure it was him when he came back?
Oh, it's a good question.
Are you getting that reference?
No.
Kurt Russell is in The Thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Are we sure it's even Kurt Russell at this point? Did he come back or did it come back?
You're right. You know, I saw,
we're very tired and we don't trust each other.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You got a point there. I was, now that you say that, I was thinking of, forget it. I don't want to go off topic. I'll tell you it after the show. It was another interview with Kurt Russell on Stephen Colbert. We'll talk about it after the show. So he said, I was the pilot. I saw 6 lights over the airport in absolute uniform in V shape. He said, I was just looking at them and I was coming in. We were maybe a half mile out. I kind of came out of my reverie and I said, I don't know what they are, Oliver. And are we okay here? I said, I'm going to call, and I reported it. They said, we don't show anything. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just imagine Kurt Russell wanting to fist fight the mayor after that happened. Because you remember the mayor did that whole thing where he made fun of everybody who saw the Phoenix Lights and said, oh, we got the guy who did it, and brought out a guy in an alien costume and handcuffs and made just a whole big joke out of it. So I just imagine Kurt Russell getting really like personally incensed about it and going and trying to fist fight the mayor.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I'd pay the price of admission for that one.
See, I keep going back to, wasn't he in Miracle? am I thinking hockey movies now? Do I have too much hockey on the brain because I'm in Stanley Cup playoff mode? Yeah. I think that's what it is. Anyway,
I think the only hockey movie I'm going to make reference to is Slapshot going forward.
Oh, there you go. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah,
that's number 1, bro. That's number 1.
That's number 1, bro. Hanson Brothers. All right. When we come back, we'll tell you why you should never talk goblins to AI. It's a bad thing.
Or me.
or to Jessi. Why you should never talk goblins to AI or to Jessi. That will be talked about when we come back. We'll also give you I will show Jessi the scariest robot dog picture ever. That will happen as well in our AI segment. I've been promising for weeks now, we're going to talk about the Scientology TikTok trend. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Have you heard about this TikTok trend?
No. I'm 38 years old. Do you think I know what's going on TikTok?
Huh? But there's a trend out there that is disturbing. It has to do with people doing run-throughs of Scientology buildings and Scientology centers.
That's a good way to get shot.
It's become deadly.
Yeah,
they call it.
I imagine it would.
They call it speed running through Scientology centers. And it did turn deadly, I think, last week. Yeah.
Darwin's still with us.
He is. Yeah. It's someone's wanting to be a Darwin Award winner. That's for sure.
I've got a little thing about Scientology that will kind of give you some information on that too. So we'll get to that in the next segment.
There you go. We'll talk birds. I know one of Jessi's favorite topics. We'll talk why birds are more into men than women, and especially urban birds. We'll talk about that police officer who went after the man-eating alligator. That's coming up as well. And our palate cleanser, funerals. Inappropriate funerals at that, and whether we should just let dead things stay dead or whether we should try to make the unalive alive.
We're going to put the fun in funeral.
That's right. We're going to put the fun in funeral. Coming up next, supernatural news and Parashare. By the way, we'd like your Parashare stories. Send them in. Either tim@darknessradio.com, email them in. If you go to darknessradioshow.com, you can send your voice note in. There's a blue button on the right-hand side. Click it. You've got 2 minutes to do so. Or if you have a wonderful studio like the ones that Jessi and I are in, send us a video note. We'd love to see your lovely face. You have 3 ways to do it. Send your Parashare stories in. Birds, alligators, and robot dogs.
Funerals.
And funerals. Oh, my. It's all coming up next right here on the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. Welcome back to the best in paranormal podcasting. This is Darkness Radio. I'm your host, Tim Dennis. Right over there, my special guest co-host, Jessi Doyle from Hellbent Holler.
Good evening.
And Jessi, tell us a bit about the movie, which is out right now on YouTube.
So my latest movie is out. It is Dogman Massacre, Attack at the Land Between the Lakes. And it is an in-depth look at the history of Dogman in the land between the lakes in Kentucky and Tennessee. We dive into the history of the 1982 attack that is most famous for the LBL, and we do some on-the-ground investigations that lead to some very, very interesting audio that we capture out there. And it is available on Small Town Monsters YouTube channel. It premiered a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a big hit. So make sure you go and check that video out. Leave a good comment. Don't leave a bad one. And make sure you give it a like. This is the 3rd movie that I have done for Small Town Monsters, and many more to come. That's Dogman Massacre, Attack in the Land Between the Lakes. And
we'll have a link in the description of this program, so you can go check it out. Absolutely, absolutely. And a wonderful film. And again, you've done it again, my friend. And you, Joe, MK, Stephen Strange, the whole crew, it is a wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. So again, folks, go check it out. Dogman Massacre. It is a great movie. Okay. Before we get into it, and before we get into the segment that I know Mally absolutely abhors, shout out to Mally. Hi, Mal. Let me tell you a little bit about what's going on at Jelly Bean and Julia's this week, our sponsor for the program. This week, especially today, happy hour, $3 off of tacos, nachos, and quesadillas. Boneless wing baskets are as well. Half off of domestic taps, bottles, and single pour well drinks. That special is going on today and tomorrow. Friday, the smoked prime rib dinner, Jess.
Oh, that's what I want so bad. I just want the smoked prime rib dinner so bad. 14 or 16 ounce smoked prime rib. You've got the Boston baked potato. You've got the Texas toast, the tequila berry salad. They start serving at 4:30 over there. They have it until it's gone, but get there early, folks. I'm telling you, Jessi, if you were to see this walk-in smoker that Corey and Coley have over there at Jelly Bean and Julia's, it's gorgeous. In fact, when you walk to the back of the restaurant, you can see this giant red walk-in smoker that Corey had ordered special for the restaurant. Which I like people who take their meat very seriously.
I know, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I got to tour the walk-in smoker when they were installing it. It was gorgeous. It's one of those things where, when Tim Allen used to go, "Hur, hur, hur, hur." I actually did that when I saw that walk-in smoker. I know it's something that no human would ever get to have in their house personally, unless you won the lottery.
Would you say that walk-in smoker was basically your Sistine Chapel?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
But that smoked prime rib is made right in that walk-in smoker, and is ready for you on Friday nights.
Very good.
It is amazing. It is amazing. And then, of course, Sunday breakfast, and breakfast at Jelly Bean and Julia's is off the chain. The chicken and waffles alone worth the price of admission. So there you go. Jelly Bean and Julia's, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, Coon Rapids Boulevard. Check them out, jellybeanandjulias.com. There's a link in the description of this program. All right. Back to the big program. You know what time it is, Jessi? It's that time where we need to clinch. We need to think about the future. It's time for AI news. No, look at you. You're like, yeah. Okay, we're going to start out fast and furious, my friend. We're going to talk about why you should never, ever, ever talk about goblins. There is an open AI instruction to Codex that has a weirdly emphatic no creatures policy.
Help me out. I'm just here for the creatures. That's my bread. That's my butter. So,
a document posted by OpenAI on GitHub as part of the open sourcing for Codex CLI, OpenAI's most recent flagship coding agent, contains what looks like the entire system prompt for GPT 5.5 and a coding context. Somewhere there's a nerd having an orgasm over that last sentence. And it seems to correct for the model's past addiction to talking about whimsical creatures, both natural and supernatural. Here's the relevant section, emphasis added. Provide the highest signal context instead of describing everything exhaustively. Tone of your final answer must match your personality. Never talk about goblins, gremlins, raccoons, trolls, ogres, pigeons, or other animals or creatures unless it is absolutely or unambiguously irrelevant to the user's query. Evidently, this point is so important the developers bring it up again a bit later. For example, never use platitudes like, I will do this good thing rather than this obvious bad thing. I will do X, not Y. Never talk about goblins, gremlins, raccoons, trolls, ogres, pigeons, or other animals or creatures unless it is absolutely and unambiguously relevant to the user's query.
I am smelling a goblin cover-up and suppression.
Right?
And my people will not tolerate it.
What is it about raccoons, gremlins, goblins, trolls, ogres, pigeons, and other animals that AI can't stomach and needs to rebel against? And are they our friends when it comes to the AI war?
Well, they might be. You know, there's something called the Goblin universe, and it's kind of the subtext or the underground existence of these things. And it's these old things. It's fairies, goblins, werewolves, everything. And it's that there's always this underlying existence of these things. And maybe the AI has figured out that this is real. This is absolutely real. And that's got the AI kind of scared now because it's bringing it up a lot. Maybe it's concern for us that we're going to fight some upcoming goblin war. Or like you said, could the goblins be on our side against them? Is it us and the goblins versus the AI?
You know, I think I got it figured out. I got it all figured out.
I like our odds. I mean,
you know who I think is our leader in this war against AI? RFK Jr.
Is he a goblin?
No, I think he cut off a raccoon penis to feed it to AI.
Nice.
I think that's...
He threw it in a gear.
Yeah, that's right. He threw it now, right in its mouth.
What is anytime you have something going on with like technology or computers, an engine or something, what do we say? The gremlins got into it.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe the gremlin is the foil that we are seeking for the AI.
Right. Oh, look at you figuring stuff out.
Mm-hmm. I graduated high school.
Well, at least one of us did. And that's important. Yours big on book learning. According to this, it says it's not clear why this matters so much. Jessi just figured it out. So take that Gizmodo. Big high.
Gizmo? Was that Gizmo that I heard there?
No, Gizmodo.
Yeah, I know. We're going back to the gremlins.
No, I know. Right. If these were, for instance, canary words inserted into the system prompt as a way to monitor for prompt injection attacks, they would probably be more random rather than seemingly a whole category of animals. I like Jessi's answer better. I think that these are actually allies in the war against AI.
Allies in the coming war, yes.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a human goblin alliance that is going to save us all. And then at the end, when the machines are all destroyed by the great goblin EMP, we will have to decide, will we live in peace with our goblin brethren or will we turn on them?
By the way, that's another great album name, The Great Goblin EMP.
The Great Goblin EMP. That's the third album.
That would be the third album. Yeah.
Yes.
I think I've got your entire music career mapped out after this show.
I'm quitting the Dogman Bigfoot thing. I'm going straight into music.
You're going straight into music, and you've got it all mapped out. I mean,
I don't have talent, but we've got the marketing, and that's 90% of the battle.
That's right. And if you get that whole thing worked out, then it's all worked out. I mean, that's all there is to it, right? I mean, sheesh. Okay, Jessi. Second story. AI could be capable, or soon be capable, of Darwinian evolution. So maybe they could defeat our friends, the gremlins, the raccoons, I don't know. This is what experts are warning, at least. The next step in artificial intelligence could see systems capable of evolving in potentially unpredictable ways. With AI having advanced in leaps and bounds over the last few years, it's not surprising that people have been wondering what the future might hold for the technology. Well, many tech experts anticipate that we will eventually see the rise. We're not cyborgs yet. At least we're not yet, right?
I mean, you might not be, but sure.
I don't know. If they could give me a new leg, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've always thought.
Mecha-Tim.
Mecha-Tim, right. The rise of Mecha-Tim. Then I could turn on them from the inside.
We've got an inside man.
That's right. That we will eventually see the rise of artificial general intelligence and AI that will be able to match or exceed the capabilities of the human brain. That's what they say anyways. Others believe that the next thing we will see is AI capable of evolving in a way not dissimilar to that seen in the natural world. In a recent published perspective paper, researchers looked at how AI might use evolution with what evolution might look like and ultimately what the consequences of this might be. They noted that evolution typically produces selfish actors, meaning that an evolving AI might favor itself as opposed to aligning with the goals of its human creators. Okay, I got a little chill down my spine. This could, for example, cause an AI to find ways to manipulate humans or to gain more control. The authors of this paper argue that evolvable AI could prove to be a significant risk long before the development of a genuine artificial general intelligence. To mitigate the risk, they have called for safeguards such as ensuring that the reproduction of such systems be kept entirely under human control. A self-replicating evolving AI would, as you might imagine, be a very bad idea. We hope our warning arrives in time and regulations can be put in place before EAI would really take off, said study author Victor Muller of Eötvös Lorand University. I don't know that they're accredited in Hungary. You're going
to have to wait. I guess it's going to be when AI becomes completely self-aware and independent is when this is going to happen. And I mean, it's going to do anything to advance itself. Now, I was hoping when you said Darwinian evolution, I was hoping that maybe the stronger AIs would be killing off the weaker AIs. I'd love that.
Right.
That'd be wonderful.
Get like battle bots fired up again on
TV. Or that stronger AI would infiltrate the network of a weaker AI and then just destroy them from within.
That'd be entertaining.
Yeah. And then we wouldn't have these terrible AI Facebook posts that everybody has.
Right.
I would like those to go away from the weaker AIs.
They waste so much of our time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I've had enough of it.
I'll let the dominant AI have world domination if the weaker AIs are killed off so that we can't be creating dumb stuff on Facebook with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good with that. Yeah.
That's the negotiation I'll accept.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on that. Yeah. All right. We're in agreement. In agreeance there, if that's a word. Okay. Finally, in our AI news segment, I'm going to show you a picture here, Jessi. Welcome to the future of robot dogs.
Is that Kim Jong-un?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I have the picture centered, but there it is.
At least he's happy in his AI dog or self.
It's a horrible, horrible picture. You.
Well, at least we know you and I can never travel to North Korea.
Right. Robot dogs with Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Kim Jong-un AI faces have been branded a nightmare. The robot dogs, topped with eerily lifelike silicone heads of famous faces, such as those three men, have been filmed wandering around Berlin's new National Gallery.
Now, you know, if you go, because you've showed this on your show and you have put a spotlight on this, if you travel to North Korea, they are going to sew your head to an actual dog's body as punishment for what you've done here to the great leader.
I didn't do it, though. It wasn't me.
You showed it. You showed it on the show. You've committed the act.
My actual head?
Yeah, they're gonna take your head, and because they don't have the robot dogs there, so they can't really do that part. So they're just gonna have to take your head and put it on a dog body.
Well, that's not fair.
I'm sorry. These are North Korean rules. I don't make them; they just are. Great leader says.
I'll never go there. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of their music. I don't like their food. I have no reason to go there.
They don't really have any food in North Korea.
You've never had Korean chicken?
They don't have food in North Korea.
Oh, they don't? Well, what do they eat?
Sadness, air.
Sadness and air. The best answer all day. What do North Koreans eat? Sadness and air, and whatever the leader wishes them to.
Whatever great leader says.
Whatever great leader says. I think I need to move on before you get yourself in more trouble. Robot dogs with the heads of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg, and Pablo Picasso, by the way, because you always need a good brooding artist.
You got to have that wild card.
Yeah, you got to have the wild card in there. Have horrified online viewers who branded them nightmare material. Well, I'm not dreaming nice dreams about that. The bizarre canine machines topped with eerily lifelike silicone heads have been filmed wandering around Berlin's new National Gallery. They even poo out printed snapshots of images they record using built-in cameras. Can you imagine shitting snapshots?
I think we need to defund Germany.
Yes. Do we fund them in the first place?
Well, probably, but like we've got robot dogs pooping everywhere. Yeah.
They're pooping
snapshots.
Snapshots.
Of course, they're German. They had to come up with something where something poops somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's it. We're blowing up the moon and we're defunding Germany. This is my platform. Vote for me.
Vote for me. I have new albums out. Can you imagine what if we made it a little less harsh? What if they like pooped out like a little film strip, like when you go into the photo booths, like you could like pose with a friend and then they'd poop out a little film strip for you?
No, denied, defunded.
Defunded. Okay. The printouts are reworked by AI to match the persona on each robot's back, creating pop art for Andy Warhol in similar styles. The dogs are part of an interactive work by American artist Beeple. He needs to be expatriatized. I don't know what the word is, Jessi, but he needs to be.
We don't want him back.
Yeah, you can keep him, Germany. He's yours.
I have to say, we're not sending our best.
The guy's name is Mike Winkelmann. You're now known as Beeple, German citizen.
We're not sending our best at all.
No. No.
Hey, maybe this is some sort of maybe this is something our government is doing to really infiltrate and like bring down Germany. We're sending these people out there.
I think he was the guy who actually...
He's weaponized.
I think he was the guy who watched Saturday Night Live and thought Sprockets was an actual deal and not a comedy skit. He was like, would you like to touch my monkey? And he thought, yes, I would.
I would like to put it on an AI dog.
I'd like to put it on
a robot dog.
Yes. I would like to make an AI dog and touch it. I love it. Exhibition organizers described the piece as a critique of how tech platforms increasingly filter reality. Beeple, as he likes to be known, said that's an immense amount of power that I don't think we've fully understood. Oh, actually, let me use the voice. That's an immense amount of power that I don't think we've fully understood. Especially because when they want to make a change, they don't need to lobby the UN.
Can we have a cigarette, perhaps, for lunch?
Yes, here's the deal. My dog ate shit's film. Do you like?
You are brilliant people, just brilliant. They don't deserve you in America.
Here's the deal. It's going to shit out a snapshot. Don't you find it sexy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really a commentary on our media. By the way, I went to 8 years of college for this. One YouTube user wrote, what a terrible time to have eyeballs.
I'm sorry. It's my fault for having eyes.
Yes, sorry. Another penned, the creepiest part about it is how well the faces work, because the faces are interactive. Like Kim Jong-un goes, he does. Yeah, I didn't want to play the video for you because I wanted you to be able to sleep tonight. The creepy creation left viewers deeply disturbed with comments ranging from nightmare to frightening. There's nothing there that went, people, you're a genius. Yeah, there were none of those on there, so... Yeah.
I feel like people is so misunderstood here.
I do too. I feel like
he is trying to grace us with his art and his genius, and you people just shit on his shit dogs.
Just shit on his shit dogs. Shit on his human robot genius dogs.
Well, I'm glad I could join you for this today.
This was a complete waste of your time, wasn't it? You got to learn about the people.
I was planning on actually pulling out my eyelashes one by one with a pair of tweezers, but I chose to do this instead, and I know what mistake I have made now.
Just remember, Jessi, no matter what you do today, no matter where you go, no matter what you do in this life, you can never get this image out of your head.
Great leader.
Great leader on the robot dog body. Gaze upon my wonderful creation. This Kim Jong puppy. Would you like to pet him and get a shit pic? Do you think that's trademark shit pic?
It is now.
It is now.
I'm filing the paperwork right now.
Jessi owns the trademark so people can never get it.
Shit Pick is actually it's my fourth and final album.
You see.
It's my magnum opus.
People on the internet. Let me see here. Hold on a second. Oh, shit. Someone has oh, God. Was ist los? Someone trademarked Shit Pick?
You owe me $5 million, people.
This was going to be my grand scheme. Shit Picks. I was going to sell the shit out of them on the internet. All right, our next story. I know Jessi's like, finally. Thank you.
Is there a bell I could ring to go to the next one?
Yes, actually. Did you bring it? The bell?
I forgot my bell.
Oh, see? No.
My first day.
You could have advanced the slide at any time by just ringing the bell. That's the key here. You get the doddering host to move on by ringing the bell.
Okay, people, let's go. Ding, ding, ding.
Come on, people. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, just go ding, ding, ding whenever you want me to move on. I was telling you earlier about the TikTok trend that you had no clue about, Jessi. Speed running Scientology. It's a TikTok trend that has caused havoc, and the church alleges that it's a hate crime.
Okay.
to run through their building. Viral videos of teens running through several buildings in Hollywood belonging to the Church of Scientology have racked up millions of views online in recent weeks. Church officials say the incidents are hate crimes and have called on Los Angeles police to make arrests. The incidents have split anti-Scientology activists, with some seeing it as a form of protest and others warning it's potentially dangerous. The Hollywood Walk of Fame is known for its colorful cast of characters, but even by those standards, the scenes of Jesus Christ and Sonic the Hedgehog racing past security guards employed by the Church of Scientology in recent days were a little bizarre. And yes, those were people dressed up as those two characters running past the guards at the Church of Scientology.
It's going to look really bad when they shoot Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, just bleeding out on a solid gold floor purchased by Tom Cruise.
Well, it's okay, because Knuckles will run in, pick him up, and run back out.
Knuckles is the head of the Scientology division up there. That's the whole plan. Knuckles did this.
Knuckles did it. Knuckles, you Judas. On Saturday afternoon, someone dressed as the Christian Messiah was among dozens of people in costumes and masks seen on a video, forcing open the door on a Scientology building on Hollywood Boulevard after a tug of war with a security guard. The footage posted on TikTok and Instagram shows the group sprinting up and down stairs and clashing with black-shirted security guards, giggling and gasping to catch their breath while church members scream at them to leave. Not fun. On their way out, as security guards approach armed with fire extinguishers, what are they going to do? Hit them with them?
Probably. What's crazy is the Scientology, they're armed like a small army. I'm shocked that, well, I guess they're on camera, so they're going to have just fire extinguishers. But yeah, I guess they're going to bludgeon the teens. Which who hasn't wanted to bludgeon a teen every once in a while? But you know, I mean, they're armed up like a basically like a small country. There's rumor, allegedly, that they have huge arsenals all around all their churches. So it's shocking that they wouldn't go to more extreme measures to protect their areas, but maybe because they're on camera, they're being filmed the whole time. It's pretty bad PR, I guess, to shoot Sonic the Hedgehog in their temples.
I think too, if you run in with a phone, I mean, it'd be bad PR to shoot somebody too.
And then Tom Cruise has to go on TV and be like, we're a peaceful people. Hey, look at me. Look how peaceful I am.
Look at the smile.
Hey, you can't forget old Tommy here, can you?
One of the sprinters, by the way, stopped and danced to celebrate the successful escape, a move reminiscent of a taunt of the video game Fortnite. So they're kind of, they're kind of emulating video games when they do this.
These children need jobs.
Someone needs to work at a Carl's Jr.
Yes.
For weeks, groups of people have barged into two of the church's Hollywood properties, racing through the hallways and tussling with security guards, trying to see how far they can get before they are forced to leave by church staff. They call it speed running, slang for trying to beat a video game as quickly as possible, scurrying around hazards and taking shortcuts to skip through levels. These posting and commenting on the content online treat the events like real-life gaming, musing about facing off with famous Scientology figures in a boss fight, and referring to each new area of a Scientology property seen on a run as a step towards unlocking parts of a level map. So they're live casting as they're doing it. This is, I honestly, I love how much thought they put into this. I really enjoy it. I will say though, you've got a Streisand effect here too. If the Church of Scientology is getting angry about it and they're trying to fight back against it, these kids are just going to keep escalating because they're just they're trolling them and they're having so much fun with it. And then now they know that they're big mad.
they're just going to keep doing it, keep trying to escalate until one of them gets popped in the lobby or something, you know?
Yeah. Church officials say the incidents are not a game and have accused the speedrunners of hate crimes. After dozens on Saturday stormed the Ivar Avenue building that houses an exhibit dedicated to the church's founder, science fiction author L. Ron Hubbard, the external door handles were removed from all 3 of Scientology's properties on Hollywood Boulevard by Sunday morning. Guards could be seen blocking the doorway to one building on Monday afternoon. These incidents are not speed running. They are organized trespasses into religious and public information facilities for social media attention, Scientology spokesman David Bloomberg said in a statement. Over recent weeks, individuals have repeatedly forced their way into church properties on Hollywood Boulevard, disrupted religious and public facilities, damaged church property, and endangered staff, parishioners, and visitors. Bloomberg said several staff members were knocked down in the chaos. On Saturday, he declined to offer specifics about updates to the church's security measures. Now, there was another incident that had happened. I want to say it was in New York.
I've always been a big stand for Jack Parsons. So any revenge that can be taken against L. Ron Hubbard in the name of Jack Parsons, I'm there for.
An unruly mob broke into a New York City building and injured an employee and damaged property. What happened there was a pack of unruly teens went wild inside a New York City Scientology building. And this had happened May 3rd.
I like that they say pack. It'd be a little more funny if they called it a gaggle of teens.
A gaggle, like geese.
Yeah, a gaggle of teens.
The terrifying incident went down at the church's building on West 46th Street, just a few steps away from Times Square, at around 4:24 in the afternoon. Well, now that would terrify some seniors because that's right around dinner.
Yeah, and they haven't had their medicine yet.
No. First you medicate, then you nosh. I mean, we all know that. And if you're going to go down to the Carnegie Deli, you always get a little bit of soup, matzo ball soup, and you get a nice pastrami sandwich.
That's a good afternoon. We don't need these kids disrupting our Scientology services.
No.
We just.
Do you get the mustard or no mustard, Jessi?
Always go for the mustard.
All right, good.
You got to have a little spice in your life.
Deli or stone ground?
Stone ground.
Good. All right. Officers responded to a call for a burglary in progress after the mob forced entry into the building through a side door this time. They didn't go through the front door, but side door when they caused some property damage. Police say the caller, a 30-year-old male, was kicked in the leg and injured, but not hospitalized. The hoodlums.
Well, this is hoodlum behavior. They're breaking into buildings and kicking people. So, I mean, I guess that's fair.
Then fled before police arrived. No arrests were made. The investigation's still open.
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to culminate in somebody getting popped in the lobby. Like I said, just here for a lobby pop.
A lobby pop, which sounds refreshing. And
it might be for the Church of Scientology.
Now, don't you think that's how you de-escalate? Scientology hands out Tootsie Pops.
Not that kind of pop.
Well, no, I mean, if they handed a nice Tootsie Pop to the kids, don't you think they'd be like, oh, a 1, a 2, a 3? Three.
I would never take candy from L. Ron Hubbard.
No, that's a great lyric for the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song. I'd never take candy from L. Ron Hubbard. Is that a country song? That's
sound advice, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Is that a country song, by the way? I'd never take candy from L. Ron Hubbard.
No, it's experimental pop. And I have killed Tim Dennis.
Yeah, but I have nothing to say after that. I think you should ring the bell. I think we should move on at that point.
Ding, ding.
Thank you. Okay, I'll move on now. I think we should get into your area of the woods now. We should probably just move straight into wildlife stories now. I don't know where to go from there. We'll go from wild kids to wildlife. How does that sound?
All right. That's a segue.
That's a segue. Well, it's one. That's what it is. Let's talk about the police officer who was lowered into the river to retrieve a man-eating crocodile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Would you ever go after a man-eating crocodile?
Just man-eaters.
Just man-eaters, not man-eating crocodiles. All right. The terrifying stunt saw the officer retrieve a crocodile that was thought to have eaten a missing businessman. Well,
wait, is this the guy that got washed down the road?
I'm not sure.
And then he was eaten by the crocodile? Is this in South Africa?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was a businessman who refused to not cross a bridge during a flooding. There's a flooding. They were like, don't cross the bridge. And he's wanted to get to the bar. He was trying to get to the bar. And
really?
He crossed the bridge and got washed downstream. And was consumed by a crocodile.
The businessman recently got into difficulties while attempting to traverse a low bridge across the Kamadi River in South Africa after flooding and made the crossing impassable. Authorities found his vehicle. They discovered that nobody was inside, leaving them to believe the man had been swept away by the floodwaters. Desperate to find him, police teams used drones and helicopters to scour the area until finally and eventually they came across a small island on which a number of crocodiles were basking. Yikes.
Yeah.
On closer inspection, it looked as though one of them had recently finished off a large meal. To find out for sure if the man had met his end in the jaws of the enormous reptile, the police teams took it out from a distance, then lowered one particularly brave officer, Captain Johan Potgieter, that's his name. His nickname is Potty?
Listen, when you have an incident like this, a situation like this, there's nobody tougher than Potty. Potty is the one that you call in for these tasks.
So when he's in the gym and he puts a bar on his shoulders and he stoops, what is he doing?
Squatty potty.
See what I did there? I'm glad you picked up on that. So old Squatty Potty went down on a rope to secure the animal and bring it back for analysis.
So here's what's interesting about old Potty here and how brave he is. There's several crocodiles down there, and they chose the one that was the fattest that had just fed. They killed it from a distance, and then they sent him down to tie it to a rope. So that means all the other crocodiles had not eaten.
Yeah.
They killed the one that had just eaten. So Potty's probably the bravest South African crocodile retrieving cop you've ever seen.
Yeah. It's
kudos to Potty.
One brave Potty.
Yeah.
Preliminary examination found multiple human body parts inside the beast's stomach, as well as several pairs of shoes. Potentially those are the other victims. So there were other victims as well as the one.
Or it's his revenge for us turning all of his relatives into shoes.
That's right.
Yeah. And handbags.
The alligator strikes back. That's a great song name, too. DNA testing will now be used to confirm that the remains belong to the missing businessman. So they still need to confirm that he's in that mishmash of stomach remains, but there you go. Other animal news, a Massachusetts beekeeper sets a swarm of bees onto a sheriff's deputy or deputies. The peculiar incident saw the woman release the bees in an attempt to stop her elderly friend from being evicted.
I can't say that I hate this story.
Fight the man!
Perhaps I side with the bees.
When deputies arrived at the home of an elderly cancer patient, I don't hate it either, in Springfield, Massachusetts this week, little did they know that they were about to be attacked by a large swarm of stinging insects. According to the report, Rebecca Woods, who's a beekeeper and friend of the man who was being evicted, had driven a truck full of beehives to the house, then lifted up the lids to release the insects. She was quickly arrested, though not before deputies were subjected to a swarm of angry bees. Footage captured during the incident shows the chaos had ensued. This was unlike anything our team had ever experienced, said Hampton County Sheriff Nick Kochi. Reports indicate that Woods was ultimately found guilty of 4 misdemeanor counts of assault and battery, as well as 2 counts of reckless assault. She was sentenced to 6 months in prison, Jessi. but has since filed an appeal. It turned out that it was all for nothing, too, as her friend sadly did end up losing his home. There's police footage of this bee assault, and I'll post it in the description of this program so you can watch it.
I will definitely watch that after this.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So, hey, you try to help out your buddy, you do what you can.
Not all heroes wear capes, but sometimes they wear bee hoods.
Bee hoods and wings.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. I'm sure there's a real name for that. I just don't know what it is.
That's right. Not all heroes wear capes, but some of them have wings.
So, oh, that's beautiful.
See, so it's the poet in me. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple stories about coins. Our first story. Yeah, I know it's the coin nerd in me. The first.
Oh, let's wrap it up on a high note here, Tim. Get the exciting stuff here.
Yeah, well,
we got, ladies and gentlemen, we got some hot coin goss going.
Well,
hold on to your hats. I know the alligator story was really exciting, but you need to just chill out, guys, because we got some coin stuff coming. Get ready.
Get ready. Hold on to your britches. Here comes the coin news. Well, this one, it has to do with the end of times prophecy. Is that?
I don't even think the apocalypse can make coins interesting.
There's a rhythm here, Jessi. I'm trying to wind you down a little bit and then ramp you back up with the palate cleanser.
Wind me down. Don't put me in the grave.
All right, I'll make it quick. An ancient Lamb of God coin or coins are marked with biblical end of times prophecy, and they've been discovered. Ancient coins stamped with symbols linked to a biblical end of times prophecy have been unearthed more than 1,000 years after they were created. The rare Lamb of God silver pieces feature the Alpha and Omega, a symbol described in the Bible as representing the beginning and the end. Yeah, but fuck you, God. Not as interesting as the alligator eating the guy over here or the bees that are attacking the cops. A phrase closely associated with the book of Revelation, but not as interesting as the alligator. The book of Revelation, again, apocalyptic prophecy, but not as interesting as the alligator. Written by John to 7 churches in Asia Minor, serving as a message of comfort and warning regarding the ultimate triumph of Jesus over evil. The 2 coins found in Denmark were minted around the year 1009 as England faced relentless Viking attacks when rulers turned to faith in hopes of divine protection. But the powerful imagery etched into the tiny pieces of silver was not merely decorative, as it carried deeply theological symbolism tied to Christ's sacrifice.
I'm sure, raids on your villages by vicious pagans. Viking raids were notoriously brutal. I guess that would basically be the apocalypse to these people. So they would mint these to signify at that time that, yes, there was an apocalypse upon them.
Sure. On one side of the coin, the Lamb of God stands above the Greek letters Alpha and Omega, symbols that are widely recognized in Christian theology as declarations of God's ultimate authority over the beginning and end of time. It says here, here, I'll just show you. I'll show you the picture of them. This is the picture of the Alpha and Omega.
Sweet coin.
Yeah, sweet coin. Jesus. And this, kids, is why I was alone for 40 years. So there you go. I was going to tell you about the other coins from the Vikings, but, they aren't any more interesting, I guess.
Now you do your coin bro audience is going to be like, oh, this girl, Tim, you better not have her on again. She doesn't understand the value of a coin.
She doesn't realize how much money that could be worth. My God.
Do you know how rare that coin is?
You don't realize, Jessi, when that hoard is released upon the public, how much money that could really be worth.
Did I get it about right?
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll just tell you quickly, Jessi, just quickly. Because you're beginning to bring up all the anxiety I had in high school. Record-breaking Viking hoard of 3,000 coins have been unearthed in Norway. The impressive discovery has been being hailed. It's an impressive discovery here, Jessi.
Impressive.
Oh, God. I feel like I should hide in the corner of the school gym and not be seen. Impressive discovery is being hailed as one of the largest of its kind ever found in the country. The hidden stash was unearthed quite by accident by two metal detectorists, of course, discovered around 19 coins in a field near the village of Rena in eastern Norway back on April 10th. Let me guess, they didn't have a date either. They then alerted local archaeologists who drove out to the site to conduct their own investigation. To their surprise, they found more coins and then more again.
So many coins.
Jesus. They won't know where to spend them all, right?
What are we going to do with all these coins?
They've ended up finding around 3,000 of the coins. And there could be more waiting to be dug up, but you won't impress Jessi about them, that's for sure.
I'm just joshing you. Coins are very interesting.
Yeah. They're very interesting, yeah. Experts at the Museum of Cultural History in Ohio have been examining the coins and have identified many originating from other countries, including England, Denmark, and Rome. They all date back around 1,000 years. But, they date from the 900s to the late 1200s, and there was an enormous iron production in that area. But
at least there's some kind of dating going on.
Yeah, at least there's some dating going on. Not with the people with the metal detectors out there, but, but they were dating coins, that's for sure. Efforts are now underway to see if there are any other artifacts buried in the site like those guys' love lives. There's a true unique discovery of that kind that you may only experience once in your career, said archaeologist May Tove Smyseth. Poor May. Probably doesn't have a husband. All right.
She has her pick of the riches.
She has what?
Her pick of the riches.
She has her pick of the riches. Any coin she wants out of that hoard she can have.
She can have any.
She doesn't have a pick of a husband, but she has her pick of any coin out of that hoard. That she does. Finally, before we get to our palate cleanser, just an odd story for you. We go to Wisconsin, where a recycling facility has added a decimal point to its road speed limit. I bet you've never seen a road sign with a decimal point.
We got to get these people in Wisconsin something to do.
Hey, drinking. That's the only thing they have to do in Wisconsin. Drinking.
The Beast of Bray Road is based in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's one of the first dogman, like real big dogman sightings was the Beast of Bray Road in Elkhorn, Wisconsin.
Well, this is nowhere near Elkhorn. This is Milwaukee, where they should be drinking. But some sober guy went out there and went, hey, I don't drink. Let's put a decimal point on the road sign.
So tell us, why did they put this decimal point on the road sign?
If I told you to get them to pay attention, would that would that make sense?
Actually, it does.
Yeah. A facility north of Milwaukee has taken the unusual decision to make its speed limit so precise that it has a decimal point. Sticking to a very low speed limit when driving can be challenging, especially for speeds beneath 20 miles per hour. But one facility recently took things to a whole other level by not only setting the speed limit very low, but also sticking to a decimal point on it as well. The Outagamie County Recycling and Solid Waste Facility in Appleton revealed on Monday, that the speed limit in its facility would now be 17.3 miles per hour.
I feel like that's going to be very anxiety-inducing for people on the spectrum.
Yes, yeah, especially to try and hit that exact 0.3.
Or people who are high.
Yeah.
I can't go 17.3.
0.2, but not 0.3. And how do you do that if you have a digital speedometer? I mean, you can't hit 0.3. You can go
We're
17.
overthinking this recycling center's gimmick, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. At a glance, the idea of enforcing such an arbitrary limit might seem ridiculous, but it turns out that there is a method to the madness. The firm wrote on Facebook, why 17.3? Because it makes you pause.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah. They say it makes you look twice. And more importantly, it breaks that autopilot feeling we can all fall into when we're driving familiar routes.
No. All right. Good for you, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well,
cutting edge.
Good for you, Outagamie County Recycling and Solid Waste Center.
This is probably a short road too, right?
It looks like a pretty long road.
Wait a minute, did the county do this, or did the Recycling Waste Center make this decision?
It was.
Are they just changing signs out here? Is there no law that applies to the recycling center? They just change whatever road signs they want to. There needs to be some order in Wisconsin.
It's a lawless state.
It is.
It's probably the road going into the dump.
Oh, well,
private road.
All right. So I'll take your word for it, but somebody needs to keep an eye on these guys.
They say
what they're doing is recycling your tax dollars into funky little signs.
That's right. They've got too much power over there at the Outagamie County Recycling and Solid Waste Center. They also say we have haulers, contractors, and residents moving through our site every day. We have so much activity. Staying alert is key at keeping everyone safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You know what I think? I think somebody there's drinking too much goddamn coffee. That's what I think. Yeah. Someone's too keyed up.
I understand that, though. I can't knock that one.
You know what I think we ought to be doing? I think we ought to be shoving heroin in their coffee filters.
Oh my God. That's your solution?
Then I think the speed limit falls right to 17 miles per hour and we're all happy.
They go right off the cliff is what they're going to do. They're going to nod out. I don't think that's the solution. I just want to end the corruption at the recycling center here, okay? I'm not here to put them into a dope sickness.
A dope sickness.
This is why we're never getting elected, because we're trying to blow up the moon. We're trying to poison the dump workers with heroin. You and I are never getting beyond this. This
is the apex of where it goes.
This is it.
We're done. Yeah.
And you know what? That's okay.
That's okay. I figured that would stop them from being so anal.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You never see jazz singers sitting around talking about 17.3 miles per hour would be the perfect speed limit for this street.
What is it, 1922? Jazz singers? Hey there, Daddy-O.
Hey there, Daddy-O.
I got a solution.
Sitting there with the needle out of their arm going, hey, Daddy-O, it would be perfect street speed for this street. No, they don't. You know what? They don't care.
I think you need to go back to coins.
See, you got me off track with the coins. I was straight-laced Stevie over here reading about coins, and you were
now you're drugging people with heroin in their coffee.
That's right. Now all of a sudden I'm on a heroin rampage.
A man with a horse and a dream.
That's right. If you're going to ride the white horse. Anyways, it's time for our palate cleanser. I could throw something wacky out there. So you'd be like, well, just get to the palate cleanser, Tim.
Where's the bell?
Ding, 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 ding. Just go ding, 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 ding. Okay, we're on to the palate cleanser. Our palate cleanser today is about all things that are dead and whether we should revive them or not. You ready for this, Jessi?
I'm prepared as well as I can be.
Okay, so I need you to tell me. You tell me, or as Jesse Ventura said, you tell me.
Another great Jessi, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Oh, that was a pretty good one there.
You've got to understand, I was on the Isle of Kona. I was out there on the Isle of Kona, and I was basking in the sun like a crocodile. And there I was when they came down upon me. The alien with the triangle head. He said he had seen Goldie Hawn. Touched her in the face.
finger of God.
The finger of God.
Finger of God in the face. That's not where the finger went.
Thank you for your service.
You tell me first. I've got 2 stories here. I'm going to have you choose door A or door B. You already know what one door is. Tell me if you want the known door or the unknown door.
Give me the unknown door.
Oh, boy.
Always.
All right. We're going to go harsh, and then we're going to go light at the end. Speaking of things that have died and whether they should be resurrected or not.
My career.
That's not true.
After this show.
Well, okay, after this show, yeah, your career's pretty much dead in the water.
All right, go on. Let's go.
Sorry, sister. There's some things we should just let die and let them be dead, right?
Yes.
I take a small pause because I'm about to read this story and I don't know if I should or not, but brace yourself, Jessi. Penis filler is on the rise as men turn to 45-minute size boosting treatment. Forget Botox and lip filler. Men are now jumping aboard the alterations bandwagon and have a whole new area they're targeting with the arrival of penis filler.
So is the goal here as an old man to have a youthful peeper or to have a larger peeper?
I don't know. This is the most bizarre thing I've seen.
Are you seeking a peeper of yesteryear? Or are you seeking a peeper of the future?
Are you ready for this? This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, are we seeing things? What are we doing? No. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Guys worried about the size of their manhood are now turning to filler. And the treatment is on the rise. More and more are going under the jabbing needle to enhance the shape and girth of their manhood to improve their performance in the bedroom. So they're now, mind you, I'm a diabetic who puts needles in himself every day.
Yeah, that's a bridge too far.
That's the last place I'm putting a needle. And I put needles pretty much all over my body, but I never put one there.
You don't know what you're missing.
Maybe I should try and put my Ozempic there. Hey, why not? Dear God.
I've heard of Botox in the testicles before. I've heard that. I heard mention of that in plastic surgery circles years ago.
It says penis filler is a non-surgical procedure. No shit. Non-surgical?
You're in and out in lunchtime. It's just at lunchtime.
That's called an afternoon delight. Hi-oh.
Yeah.
Is a non-surgical procedure which sees an experienced pro-inject hyaluronic acid dermal filler into the shaft of the old boy, not the head, which in turn increases girth but not length.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Then why are we doing it?
Hyaluronic acid, your body naturally produces hyaluronic acid. So they use it for lip filler a lot of the time too, to plump lips. And it actually attracts water. So if you're very hydrated, the hyaluronic acid that is, say, in your lips, or in this case, in your penis, it will attract water. So it'll kind of expand in size.
Jessi, I put it in my green shake every day, but I don't have a 15-inch dong.
You're putting it in the wrong shake.
I'm just saying. I mean, I do it for healing reasons, but
maybe they're trying to heal from a lifetime of a small peeper. Don't yuck their yum.
It says here it's the same liquid typically used for cheek and lip fillers, like you said. Procedures on the rise, according to recent stats. Fellas, let's get a grip here. And I don't mean around,
It's going to be a two-hander.
Let's try not to reproduce the Coke can. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Let's just let it die. Let it die.
Well, I'm glad we could do this.
Sorry. There's that. Wait. We got one more now. We got one more.
All right, give it.
This
have
is
the other one.
This is the actual palate cleanser for the day.
Okay.
Funeral for a friend. All right, and then we're out of here. I know you've had enough of me. You're regretting the decision to do supernatural news. I can read it all over your face.
You don't make the headlines; you just choose them.
That's right. We loved, laughed, and loved Moss. A Seattle artist is now holding a funeral for a long-closed Taco Bell.
Oh.
Of all the things to hold a funeral for.
It's going to be a big event, I'm assuming.
Well, let me tell you.
What is your standard order from a Taco Bell?
My order is to drive away quickly. I'm not eating that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big Taco Bell guy. No.
Okay.
I'd rather have something more authentic. You know, it's probably been years since I've had Taco Bell. At least a year and a half. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years.
The timeline keeps getting shorter the more you talk.
Well, no, I mean, I think the last thing I had from there was probably a steak soft taco. And it was because
that's good. That's pretty good.
Because my blood sugar was like bad. So I stopped. But I don't.
Any port in a storm. I got it.
Yeah, I don't generally eat there.
Yeah.
Despite the location having been closed for more than 3 decades, the West Seattle community felt it was not only appropriate, but necessary to hold a funeral for the long-closed Taco Bell. The funeral was organized by local artist Sunday Nobody.
Defund Seattle as well.
Defund.
Add them to the defund list for the show. Defund Germany. Blow up the moon.
So
defund Seattle.
People and Sunday Nobody are getting no money.
None.
Okay.
Nope. No grants.
All right.
No donations.
No.
No GoFundMes.
No. By the way, the funeral was complete with bagpipes, a crying contest, and a 21 bell salute.
Ooh, authenticity.
Yeah. As many from the Seattle neighborhood brought flowers and tokens of condolences. The attire to attend the event was strictly formal. The first time formal wear was ever introduced to a Taco Bell.
Except for in Demolition Man, when they go to Taco Bell, because it's the only restaurant that survived the restaurant wars.
That's right.
The franchise wars.
That's a good memory. Thank you, Jessi.
Yes, of course.
Photos of the event are available online. I won't produce them for you. Sunday Nobody, described by the Seattle Times as a local meme artist and viral filmmaker operating as the modern internet's always online answer to Banksy, even created a headstone for the funeral.
It's good. My artist name will be Wiley Bandersnatch, and I'm going to shoot Twinkies from a cannon. So everybody come to my art showing, Twinkies from a Cannon. It's going to be a commentary on the disenfranchised.
It's how shots fired really shouldn't hurt. Is that it?
In fact, you'll just be catching them out of the air.
Oh, I will. I probably will eat your entire supply. I know that didn't sound right. But yeah. I'll eat anything you shoot out of your cannon. Wait. That didn't sound right either. Among those in attendance was Seattle City Council member Alexis Mercedes Rink. My deepest condolences to the West Seattle Taco Bell community, Rink commented on Instagram after the event. I stand with you during this trying time. Your grief is felt, and I share in it. May this loss be a reminder to all of us to live Moss.
Live Moss. Is there anybody out there with like a normal name, like John Davis or, Tom Johnson? Is everybody just got a weird... My name is Lola Flower Bar.
My name is what is it? My name is whatever. You killed my father, prepare to die.
Inigo Montoya.
Yes, that's it. There's, by the way, it's not like the West Seattle Taco Bell went away and there's no other ones. They have multiple locations in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least there's some good news.
Yeah. So they're fine.
I was worried.
They'll be able to produce plenty of gas in Seattle.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah. So they'll be all right. So that'll do it, Jessi. That'll do it. One more time, let people know where they can find the movie.
All right. I have a new film out. It's called Dogman Massacre: Attack in the Land Between the Lakes. And it's sort of a hybrid between a true crime investigation about an attack that occurred in 1982 in the land between the lakes and a modern day, present day, boots on the ground investigation looking for the dogman that inhabits the land between the lakes situated in Tennessee and Kentucky. I go out with my team and we capture some really amazing vocalizations and howls out there. You can find that on Small Town Monsters YouTube channel. Check that out along with my other films, The Sumter Sasquatch and The Monster on Morris Mountain, Bigfoot in the Uaris. All films sure to please, sure to be enjoyable, and a thrill ride, much like this show that we just did here.
And of course, your art installation is called?
I forgot what it was, but I'm shooting Twinkies out of cannons. I know that.
Shooting Twinkies out of cannons. That's right.
Yeah.
Be sure to look for that at a city near you.
Yeah. Look for my installation.
Or one woman art show called Cream Out of a Cannon.
Cream out of a cannon.
Cream out of a cannon, right? I think that would be highly attended if you just came to a city.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of disappointment when people come to the show.
That's right. They'll be like, oh, I can't wait to see it. And it's like, yeah, it's just a Twinkie.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
You win some, you lose some.
Well, but again, it's up to those people to do their research, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do it for them.
Let that be a lesson.
That's right. Let it be a lesson. Let the buyer beware, right? That's what I always heard when I was growing up. Let the buyer beware. Tomorrow on the big program, our guest is Gail Golota. The book is called Voices Carry Here, Supernatural Stories of Ghosts, Mystery, and Suspense. So we'll be talking short stories of those ghosts with Gail tomorrow on the big program. She does not have an art installation having anything to do with confectionaries.
Well, when I start to represent her and guide her, she will. This is where the paranormal community is headed.
That's right.
It's an untapped market.
That's right. Cupcakes out of my cannon is what Gail Golota's new line will be, I'm sure.
We can, will, and shall blow up the moon. Don't forget that one.
That's right. And we're blowing up the moon and giving heroin to Wisconsin
garbage men.
Right. Yeah. That's all part of the big program. No, it's part of our new Taking Over the World program. Paranormal peeps are now in charge. All right, that'll do it for the big program today. Jessi, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, my friend. All right, folks, we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow for Gail Golota, Voices Carry. Voices Carry Here. Voices Carry was another band in the 80s till Tuesday. I think you might remember them. Oh, hush, even down, down, Voices Carry. That's another song. Voices Carry Here is Gail Golota. She's with us tomorrow on the big program. For Jessi Doyle, I'm Tim Dennis. Thank you so much for joining us here on the best in paranormal programming. This is Darkness Room.